And 7 Day is nearing. Has everybody been a good boy and girl over the past year? Remember to put out milk and cookies for Commander Shepard. Since it is the holiday season, let's take a look back at a Mass Effect game. In this episode of the Physical Review, we're looking at multiple items: the retail PC release of Mass Effect Andromeda, its Collector Edition strategy guide, and the air quote Collector's Edition. Mass Effect Andromeda had a rocky launch, and the physical release was less than ideal as well. My face is tired from wondering about why they went with certain design decisions for these physical releases. The box art is good. I like how they choose the helmeted version of our main character, the Pathfinder, rather than the regular template. Since our main character can be customized, it let us the player imagine our own version of the protagonist underneath the helmet. This is something I wish they have done for Mass Effect 1 through 3. While the regular console version of the game has a Blu-ray disc in it, the PC release doesn't. It doesn't even have an empty disc slot. This is just more of a curiosity thing. I get these exist, but does it cost that much less by using these? It just feels odd. I have nothing against it. It gives you a better view of the alternate cover art. Speaking of which, the print quality is really good, but the choice of characters seems inadequate. Of course, you have the Pathfinder, our main character, but only 2 of the 6 squad mates in it. Either put all of them in, or have the Pathfinder be alone. The case also contains the game code, of course. It also have an ad for the strategy guide and the companion app. It also have a neat little thank you message from the dev and the in-universe welcome message for the player. This is all for the standard edition of the game. Let's move on to the collector edition of the strategy guide. The hardcover with the matte finish looks great, but it does feel like a type of material that can be easily scratched. It has maps and hints like any typical guides, but since this is also the collector's edition, it also have concept art and interviews with the developers. One lovely little touch is all the autographs from the developers on the inside of the cover. I can't say anything else about it. There's nothing bad, but nothing stands out in a positive way either. Moving on to the air quote collector's edition of the game itself. I use air quote for this collector's edition of a game because it doesn't come with a game. What's inside is quality, but it's a glorified piece of standalone merch. It doesn't have what I consider to be collector's edition content. It doesn't have an art book. It doesn't have an in-universe piece of lore for you to read. Heck, it doesn't even have codes to redeem glorified DLCs. Anyway, what's inside the box is an inner box with a wonderful design of the hero ship, the Tempest, on it. It did give me a chuckle when I first saw this. The box flips open in a very premium way. What comes inside is a remote-controlled die-cast Nomad, charging cable, and a steel book. The in-universe steel book is clean and minimalistic, fitting for the bright futuristic aesthetic of Mass Effect. It have a disc slot for your game, again which you have to purchase separately. Even if you purchase it as a bundle, or if you did a pre-order, it would still come separately. The remote control Nomad is very well made. It has a die-cast body with lights on it. The paint job is fantastic. All the wheels have suspensions on it, but due to how lightweight it is, you won't see them in action as you drive it around. Both the front and rear sets of wheels can turn for steering. What this remote control car doesn't come with is a remote control. You'll have to download an app for that. It's a cost-saving measure, but if they ever take this app off the App Store, or if the phone you're using doesn't support this app, then you're never going to drive this thing around. The app doesn't even use Bluetooth. It connects via Wi-Fi. So if you want to drive this thing around, say goodbye to the internet connection while you're controlling it. Once you're connected with the Nomad, you can see its point of view since it does have a camera mounted on it. However, the camera quality is very poor. The app also controls the light and the sound of the Nomad. In a vacuum, this is a good product, but in reality, I can't say this is a good collector's edition item. There are 2 versions of this, a non-remote control version with the interior that you can open up, which cost $99 originally, and this $199 remote control version. Again, these prices doesn't include a game. I don't see a point of having a remote control version. How many collectors out there would actually play with the collector's item outside, or just so happen to be a remote control car enthusiast? My ideal version of the Mass Effect Andromeda's Collector Edition would be a $89 version with the game included, a lore/art book, a mission patch, and a sticker sheet. And maybe a $149 version that includes everything in the lower tier and also comes with a non-remote control of the Nomad display model. I don't hate these items. These are just questionable choices for a collector's edition. I would probably love the remote control Nomad if it was a standalone merch. It would probably be overpriced, but it would still be just a piece of merch. I don't recommend getting this on the secondhand market. It is still very pricey, over $100 even for the non-remote control version. There are better collector's edition of other games out there that cost about the same. Well, what do you think about the Mass Effect Andromeda Collector's Edition, or the other items I have reviewed here today? Is the remote control car worth the price? Tell us what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please tap the like and subscribe button. Until next time,
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite
channel on YouTube.